I think for me, Princeton rowing really brings to life our motto of education through athletics. When I think of the lessons that are taught not only at the boathouse, but across campus and throughout the community, Princeton rowing continues to be an immense source of pride, not only for the department, but for the entire university.
There is definitely a culture of winning in the boathouse, but I feel like the culture is so much bigger than just that. Like obviously the results mean a lot to us, and it's been impressive to see what all the teams have done on every level, generation after generation. But for me, it really comes down to the people. It's amazing people. I think about the people that I rode with. I think about the people that I've coached, and all of the people I've worked with. Like the best coaches in the history of our sport have come through the boathouse in my time here. And so that culture of teamwork is really what I think drives this place, and I think it is what makes Princeton rowing so special.
I think the word that summarizes it all is love. I feel it. I think the women I coach feel it. I think the boathouse feels it. I think the alumni feel it. A love for one another, a love for those who have come before us, a love for the community around us, a love for the sport, a love to compete, a love to put yourself on the line, and a love for those relationships that we form, as I've mentioned before. My heart is 5 times bigger than it was when I started coaching because of the people that I'm involved with. So I would say that word is love.
When I think about what word describes my experience and what I think about Princeton rowing, I don't think about a word, I think about a letter. I had a captain, one of my favorite captains. I didn't expect him to be a great captain in a way, but he came in September and asked the guys to focus on one thing. And that's not a word, but a letter, the P. And he got everybody on the team to just be focused on the P and how they can contribute to it and how they could forget about themselves and forget about individual performances, but how do we come together, put our unisuits on every Saturday with a big P on our chest and contribute to it. And I think that created a really selfless bunch of guys, selfless culture, and that was a really enjoyable season, mainly because of the focus. Again, not on a word, but on one letter, which is the P.
Rowing's a bit monotonous. We do the same thing day in and day out. We talk about the same things, the same stroke. There's not a lot of variety there. The variety is the new generations, the new people that come in and recommit to this excellence that has been set before them and try to equal it or even better it, in their racing careers and in their legacy. So that's what keeps it fresh. That's what keeps it exciting.
I think stepping into Princeton on my first day, I was really excited about the fact that we had, all 4 teams, a women's lightweight team, a men's lightweight team, heavyweights, open weights. It's just a truly special community to see all 4 different leagues of rowing represented here. And just from the first day, I've been around a while. This is my 5th year. I took a gap year. So I've just really seen how special this grouping of people is. And even in the senior class, some of my best friends come from all 4 teams. So it's just the most amazing experience.
I think for me, the number one defining thing has been the community around the boathouse, and that's not only the current student athletes, current coaches, and current support staff, but just the volume of alumni across all 4 teams that are so incredibly supportive of the program. There'll be random times where I go down for a Saturday afternoon workout and I see an alum doing an erg there and strike up a conversation. And it's always a really great feeling to know that you have that kind of community behind you and that there's so many people that are so enthusiastic about Princeton rowing. So that's been by far, Princeton rowing has been by far the best and most important part of my Princeton experience.
Going forward, having diversity coming into the boathouse is going to be really important, and I think that our programs in STEM to Stern and Special Olympics, those for me have been really important in bringing the joy back into rowing. Sometimes practice is hard, sometimes it doesn't go how you want to, but then when you hang out with kids or people who are developmentally disabled and you get to teach them how to row, that brings the joy to me, and I think furthering that into the teams more will bring more joy to these people.
the ability to do service through the boathouse with the Special Olympics program and Stem to Stern now has been like incredibly special, because that's something that's really important to me, and I think we are probably the boathouse that does it best in the country, you know, of being able to do service and athletics at a very high level.
The athletes excite me. I mean, I think that rowing, where it's going, you see it's growing. And the athletes that we're seeing come in the door, they're incredibly talented. And they're driving this sport to new levels. And what I see on our lake is that we're the center of all of that. And so I'm excited to see where it goes.
What I'm most proud of with our program is we continue to push the league forward. And I think for lightweight women's rowing, that's really important. It keeps evolving, and we keep being a big part of the evolution of the racing that we see out on the race course. It's been a real honor to be a part of that and to experience that, and we're not done. You know, we've got more to do. We can get faster, the league can get faster, we can push our opponents harder.
The best examples of where you feel most proud of as a coach, they always come in the hardest years. And they always come from the individual athletes where nothing is expected of them. And there might be a workout indoors on the erg where they just overperform beyond your wildest expectations. And that is when you get the chills. That is when the entire team might rally around one erg at the end of an erg test. And those are where the loudest cheers and hooting and hollering and high-fiving, and it's when the athletes who are in the third or fourth or fifth varsity perform like a first or second varsity oarsman on a given day or in a given workout.
I've been rowing a long time. For me, I'm going on my 10th year of rowing, so I started when I was like 12. And I think the thing that stands out about being on Princeton's campus is just the quality of the people that are present in the boathouse every day, and just like the way that we carry ourselves around campus. It's truly just the most like hardworking and amazing group of people, and I'm just really lucky to be a part of it.
Princeton rowing as a whole is like incredibly supportive, whether that's like summer endeavors throughout the school year. You have like teammates, people in the boathouse supporting you. You have alumni supporting you. You have like alums supporting you after college, whether that's like through rowing or through jobs. And I think it's all about support and like some big, really extended family. So
I would say that rowing at Princeton has been by far the best and most important thing I think I've done with my time here, and I feel incredibly lucky to be supported by such an incredible network. Have the opportunity to use what I think is the greatest boathouse in the world and the greatest lake in the world, and be a part of what I think is the greatest rowing program in the world. Every day I go down there, I feel incredibly lucky to have that opportunity to use that infrastructure and do what I love with my best friends.
The loyalty and passion that our rowing alums have inspires them because of the experience that they've had here. Inspires them to continue to contribute financially. They provide mentoring opportunities. They really show up to support our rowing programs in every possible way. And as the head of the department, it gives me great pride to see the culture that exists down at the boathouse.
I think I would just say thank you for like the emotional support. The time and the money are all very helpful and very appreciative of that too, but I think the emotional, just knowing that we have this group behind us and knowing that they want to see us succeed both on the water and off the water, and going around the country and meeting someone and they're like, oh my gosh, my daughter rowed at Princeton, she loved it, and just like having the emotional community behind us.
Thank you. There's no way we can do what we do without our alumni support and without our friends group. There's no way that we could have the successes that we've had as a team without their support. It is what we thrive on, and without it, we would be lost. So I think sometimes people forget how important the alumni connection is, not only for fundraising, but also for mentorship and for friendship, and to know that those people before us are cheering us on gives us just that much more strength. So from my heart, I thank you for the support that you give us.